It would seem some Manchester United players, former Manchester United players now, have really shown their true colours over the last few months. In an explosive article in The Athletic by Larry Whitwell, he goes into detail on certain players at Manchester United and why Ruben Amorim was not in favour in moving forward with new contracts or even giving them game time. I'm going to go through the details of this. Two players in particular which really stand out and will annoy Manchester United fans no end, I am sure. One at the club now in Andre Onana, and another that has just left, and big reasoning behind why Garnacho is now at Chelsea and not Manchester United. This is Forever United TV. Welcome along to your midday update on all information. Coming back from that transfer window closing, there is still news circulating as to things that went on in the middle of it and now after it, what might happen in the future. Get your comments in below and let me know what you think on this, everybody. Let's see what you think in Andre Onana's stance in coming back to pre-season, because that's where Larry Whitwell really goes to town. And just to go in on this right at the start, Larry Whitwell was the one who got the scoop on Andre Onana signing for Manchester United. He had the in on that transfer and was the first to announce it a couple of years ago now. So when talking about representatives of Onana, he would actually have an idea what's going on here. So you can take this as definite as to what was happening. So it all stems back from when Andre Onana came into Carrington with his agent last season. I reported on this quite a bit, actually. I was fuming at the thought of Andre Onana coming into Carrington and actually demanding he gets a new contract and doesn't lose out on the 25% of the contract, as per every single Manchester United player does when they don't qualify for the Champions League. He didn't like that. He wanted a new one, even though he was a major part in Manchester United not qualifying for the Champions League. A big part. He blew the whole Champions League, if you remember, as well, for Ten Hag. So, moving forward from that was obviously turned away, and he was sent packing, and his agent. No chance, not while every other player is abiding by these same rules. So, move forward into pre-season. Andre Onana arrives into pre-season, according to Larry Whitwell, still wanting an improved new contract at Manchester United. This did not go down well with Ruben Amorim. On top of this, Ruben Amorim wasn't impressed with the fitness levels, and it was a concern when Andre Onana pulled up with a hamstring injury right in the first weeks of pre-season training. Remember the videos? Andre Onana running around on a bog, pothole, made-up football pitch in his hometown in Cameroon, playing football out of goal, running around. Yes, it all started to circulate in terms of social media coverage, and then bang, Onana pulls a hamstring. How does a goalkeeper pull a hamstring? Big questions were asked there. Did not go down well with Ruben Amorim, and then obviously a decision was made. So this stems from July. Ruben Amorim's mind was made up in July on Andre Onana, and this is where it all started to go downhill for the Cameroon goalkeeper. Then heading into the opening day, Arsenal. First game of the season, Bayndare is in goal. Onana could accept that. He'd not played any games, wasn't in pre-season. Bayndare goes in goal, obviously makes the mistake. Onana thinks that he's walking straight back into the side after a mistake and doesn't against Fulham in the next game. Now that goes on to the biggest problem of all. And Andre Onana then having issues with what was happening at Manchester United. Why was he not number one anymore? Why was he not brought back into the side? Manchester United then asked by representatives of Andre Onana if they should look for other clubs and look for an exit route. Manchester United and Ruben Amorim, said no. So here's a question I want to say on this as well, in that, did Ruben Amorim hang Andre Onana out to dry? Let's balance it out. Everybody knows my opinion on Andre Onana, but to be fair, let's see if you feel, because representatives of Onana did ask Amorim and United whether they should find an exit route this summer, and Ruben Amorim knew he wanted a new number one goalkeeper at this point, but still said no, he's still part of Manchester United and Ruben Amorim's plans going into the season. This is why we've not seen Onana move on, or United move him on, because according to Whitwell, Onana's reps have asked the club, and this was in pre-season, in in the transfer window while we still had time for him to find an exit. Monaco came in and were the only club that ever invested an interest into Andre Onana, and they were put off by a £30 million price tag from Manchester United. So that was done, but now we're in a situation where United have bought St Lamens and Ruben Amorim has gone completely over the head of Andre Onana and his representatives. Are you bothered about that? I mean, get into the comments section. Has Ruben done him dirty there? Is he lashing out at the poor form of his agency and coming in asking for a new contract when everybody else is stuck on theirs and he feels he should be on more? Is Ruben done him dirty there because he turned up to pre-season unfit and pulled up straight away and caused a problem for pre-season preparation? Let me know in the comments on that one there. Also in this article as well, Laurie Whitwell talking about Alejandro Garnacho telling friends and family before the Spurs game, in fact, the one that he kicked off about. So you can see how this has actually started to fester and cause a problem before the game, and the relationship between Garnacho and Ruben Amorim deteriorating. He has told friends and family that he already wanted out of Manchester United. He wanted to go to London and he wanted to go to Chelsea. So Garnacho already knew he was leaving Manchester United, and his mind was made up about leaving Manchester United before this final against Spurs. Then we get the kickoff after it from Garnacho about not playing. Maybe if Laurie Whitwell knows, Ruben Amorim knows that Garnacho wanted away. Maybe Ruben wanted fully committed players, hence why he got Mason Mount on the pitch and not Garnacho in that final. If you know that there's a player that doesn't want to be part of your club, even past this season, he'd already made his mind up before the game, even though United had not been beaten yet, that he was leaving. Kind of explains why Garnacho was dumped on the bench. And that new haircut that he got and everything for the final and all the social media work that he was ready to do afterwards or whatever it was didn't really come to much because he wasn't on the pitch. And then we got the kick-off with his agent and him going on national TV, South American TV, saying that the season was crap. He didn't take no accountability for that season at all. He was lashing out at the issue with Ruben Amorim. And all in one, real problems of what Manchester United were dealing with this summer. And I think everybody can see now that we are looking at issues that are no longer there, that have been dealt with this summer. In the case of Garnacho, Onana, I don't know how dealing with this the way that they have done is helping anything. I'm going to be quite clear on this here. I want your thoughts on this. Could Ruben have dealt with Andre Onana better? Has he shown a bit of immaturity there and lack of experience in handling Andre Onana? Because now he's got 4 goalkeepers, with a young goalkeeper coming in with no Premier League experience, with 2 experienced international goalkeepers behind him, obviously wanting his place. There's pressure at Manchester United, and then there's pressure at Manchester United that really shouldn't have been there. So where I get Onana is arrogance and really, well, let's be honest, what's the right word to use for him coming in and asking for a contract? Silly? Stupid? Oh, you make your words up. Get them in the comment section. Where there is that side of it, United could have dealt with Onana before. So why did we not get rid of Andre Onana? Both players, I think, Garnacho and Andre Onana, are an absolute disgrace for asking what they've asked for and done what they've done. I really do think it is insanely unprofessional from both of these players. I don't want to ever see them anywhere near a Manchester United shirt again. Sounds harsh, but that's just my opinion. If you agree, get into the comments. If you don't agree, get into the comments and let me know. Give me your thoughts on this one, everybody. Pop a like on the video as well with all the content coming out if you're enjoying it. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button up on your screen there as well for more Manchester United updates as this season really gets going now.